Sharon Osbourne has stood unwaveringly beside Ozzy, the legendary Prince of Darkness, through every trial, storms, disasters, and now, a battle he cannot win. For decades, she held their chaotic world together, but now she faces the most painful challenge of all, preparing for a final goodbye. Ozzy's health has deteriorated severely from Parkinson's disease and countless surgeries, leaving him unable to walk. The family is bracing for the inevitable. Sharon has been his foundation, his wife, manager, and everything in between. But how do you say goodbye to the man you rebuilt from the ground up? This is the story of Sharon Osbourne's heartbreaking journey through Ozzy's final chapter, a testament to love, resilience, and the unrelenting passage of time. Sharon recalls telling her doctor everything Ozzy has endured. "How the fuck are you alive?" the doctor asked, stunned. "Why are you even breathing?" In his eyes, Ozzy is nothing short of a biological miracle. In 2025, Sharon is facing her most difficult year yet. Ozzy's condition has declined dramatically, Parkinson's and spinal damage have left him wheelchair-bound and frail. But his voice, though raspier now, still carries that familiar fire. Refusing to fade quietly, he and Sharon are preparing for one final, astonishing act, a Black Sabbath reunion show on July 5 at Villa Park in Birmingham. The idea was sparked by Ozzy's refusal to surrender, and Sharon is determined to make it happen. She's coordinating everything: doctors, crew, and legendary bandmates Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward. As she sits with Ozzy in planning meetings, his raspy laugh cuts through the tension. "We're doing this?" he asks. "You bet we are," she replies, her resolve absolute. This isn't just a concert, it's a farewell. And Sharon's mission is to make it unforgettable. Fans are already buzzing online, calling it the metal event of a lifetime. Their support fuels Sharon's determination to keep Ozzy going. But she knows this journey could mark either his final triumph or her emotional breaking point. Rehearsals are filled with highs and lows. Sharon has converted their home into a makeshift studio, complete with amps, mics, and a custom-built throne so Ozzy can perform seated. His voice cracks as he starts Iron Man, but it gradually gains strength, evoking that eerie, haunting tone he's known for. Sharon watches, heart pounding, as he powers through the fatigue, sweat dripping down his face. "You're killing it," she says, hiding her worry behind a smile. Some days, he's radiant, alive again. Other days, he collapses mid-song, too weak to continue. Sharon wheels him away in silence. Doctors hover, adjusting his medications and warning her about the toll it's taking. He needs this, she insists. Music keeps him going. It's the lifeline she believes in. Kelly and Jack help however they can. Kelly cheers him on while Jack fine-tunes the equipment. The whole family is rallying, hoping to see Ozzy shine one last time, even as time ticks away faster with each passing day. Now, the world is watching. Headlines scream Ozzy's last stand and Sharon's farewell to the prince. Late at night, Sharon scrolls through social media, reading posts from fans. "Please, just one more show." Their love pushes her forward, but fear is creeping in. Can he really do it? His body is failing fast after years of fighting neurological and spinal challenges. Sharon lies awake at night, obsessing over every detail, from the set list and stage lighting to the throne's black velvet finish. "He'll look like a king," she tells Tony over the phone. She's not just producing a concert, she's creating Ozzy's final spotlight moment. The pressure is crushing. This show has to be perfect. Sharon runs on caffeine and sheer willpower, knowing it might be the last thing she ever does for him. And she won't let him down, not now. But Ozzy's mind is beginning to falter. Sharon watches helplessly as he forgets lyrics or stares blankly mid-rehearsal. Sometimes, he looks at her with distant eyes, unsure of who she is. Parkinson's is cruel, robbing him of memory as well as movement. Sharon gently coaxes him back. "It's paranoid, babe," she whispers. He growls his way back into the song. Other times, the depression hits hard, and he shuts down completely. Sharon sits quietly beside him, sharing memories of their wild past. "Remember San Antonio? You got us banned." He smirks, a glimmer of the old Ozzy shining through. "You're my rock," he murmurs, and she holds back tears. She's not just his partner now, she's his nurse, his lifeline, his memory keeper. Kelly and Jack try to help, but Sharon rarely leaves his side. She wants him to feel her presence every step of the way, especially as the end looms closer. July draws nearer, and Sharon wrestles with the looming goodbye. She looks at Ozzy, his frail frame, trembling hands, and feels her heart breaking. "I'm not ready," she whispers to the darkness, tears soaking her pillow. One night, he turns to her and says, "I don't want to leave you." She hugs him tight, promising he won't. But the doctors warn that his body is reaching its limits. The concert has become her anchor, her way to immortalize him as the Prince of Darkness. She's pouring everything into it, not just for him or the fans, but for herself. It's her last stand for the life they built together. Sharon's running on fumes, but she won't quit. She's carried him through worse, and she'll carry him through this. The end is near, but she's not letting go without a fight. With July 5th on the horizon, she's a whirlwind of energy and nerves, checking in with doctors, rehearsing Ozzy's entrance, and fine-tuning every detail. Fans are already camping out in Birmingham, chanting his name. Sharon watches videos online, crowds of leather-clad loyalists, signs reading "Ozzy Forever." That's when it hits her, this moment is monumental. She gave him a new beginning in 1980. Now, she's giving him a glorious send-off. "You ready, love?" she asks, brushing back his hair. "Let's do it," he growls, his voice worn but steady. Sharon smiles, her heart cracking with love and pain. The stage is set. The crowd is waiting. And she'll be right by his side, guiding him one last time. No matter what comes next, she'll make sure the world remembers Ozzy as the legend he truly is, and herself as the woman who never gave up on him. This isn't the first time Sharon's fought for him. Want to know more? Stay tuned. Through decades of chaos, Sharon has seen Ozzy defy the odds again and again, from being kicked out of Black Sabbath in 1979 to fighting addiction to that infamous bat-biting moment. But by 2023, the greatest threat wasn't fame or drugs, it was his own body, and this time, it was winning. Parkinson's had taken over, leaving his hands trembling so badly he couldn't even hold a pen, let alone a microphone. Years of spinal damage from a 2003 ATV accident and a devastating 2019 fall made movement nearly unbearable. But Sharon never let him give up. "I've got you," she'd whisper, feeding him, guiding him to a chair, steadying him. She was no longer just his wife, she was his nurse, his strength, his anchor. Ozzy hated feeling helpless, muttering about being a burden, but Sharon wouldn't hear it. She'd pulled him from rock bottom before, rebuilding his career from nothing. This fight felt darker, heavier, but she faced it with fierce love, hiding her exhaustion behind a determined smile, vowing to keep her Prince of Darkness shining. How did Sharon survive all the troubles and travail? Stay tuned to find out. The surgeries were a relentless nightmare after his 2019 fall in Los Angeles. Ozzy's spine was a disaster. Metal rods from the 2003 crash had shifted, sparking nerve pain that burned constantly. By 2023, he'd gone through 7 spinal operations, each one a desperate hope for relief. Sharon stayed by his hospital bed, holding his hand, tossing out jokes to ease the tension. "You're half robot now, love," she'd say, nodding at the hardware in his back. But the truth was grim. Each surgery left him weaker, his body more fragile. The last one, in late 2023, was the final straw. "No more, Sharon," Ozzy rasped, his voice barely above a whisper. She nodded, fighting back tears. She'd watched him endure years of pain, always hoping the next fix would work. Now they were out of options. Sharon kept her fear locked away, knowing he needed her to be strong. But at night, alone, she'd wonder how much time they had left together. Ozzy's glory days felt like a lifetime ago. He used to command stages, leaping around, belting war pigs with raw, untamed power that shook arenas. Now he couldn't even stand without help. Sharon saw the frustration in his eyes. He loathed being trapped in a body that wouldn't move. She'd wheel him into their LA backyard, letting the sun warm his face. "You're still my rock star," she'd whisper, squeezing his hand. He'd manage a weak smirk, but the fire in him was fading. Parkinson's wasn't just stealing his movement, it was dimming his spirit. Sharon tried everything to keep him engaged, playing old Sabbath records and reminiscing about their wild 80s tours. Some days he'd laugh, telling stories of biting that bat by mistake. On other days, he'd stare out the window, silent. Sharon's heart ached, but she kept pushing, refusing to let the disease win. She'd saved him before. She'd find a way to spark that light again, no matter what. Sharon couldn't do it alone anymore. Their kids, Kelly and Jack, stepped up to help with Ozzy's care. Kelly would blast Blizzard of Oz in the house, coaxing a grin from her dad. Jack set up a home studio so Ozzy could record sitting down, keeping music in his life. Sharon was grateful. Their family was a unit, fighting together. But guilt gnawed at her. He doesn't deserve this, she'd tell Kelly, voice breaking. She'd rebuilt Ozzy's career and turned him into a solo legend. Why couldn't she fix this? Fans kept the pressure on, flooding social media with pleas for one more show. Sharon read every post, torn. Ozzy missed performing, it was his soul. In 2024, he mumbled, "I want to sing again." Her heart leaped, but doctors warned his body was too weak. Sharon saw that old spark in his eyes and thought, maybe we can make this happen. That spark led to a crazy idea of a Black Sabbath reunion in early 2025. Tony Iommi called Sharon, pitching one final gig. "Let's give the fans a farewell," he said. Sharon hesitated. Ozzy couldn't walk, could barely sit up some days. But Ozzy overheard, growling, "I'm doing it." She laughed, amazed at his stubborn fire. They locked in on July 5, 2025, at Villa Park in Birmingham, where it all began. Sharon dove into planning, working with doctors to manage Ozzy's meds and rest. She pushed for a custom throne on stage so he could perform seated. "He'll look like a king," she told the crew. Ozzy chuckled, his first real laugh in months. Sharon clung to that sound. It was a lifeline. She knew this show might be his last, a chance to say goodbye his way. For her, it was one more fight to give him what he loved most, the stage. The emotional weight was crushing Sharon. She'd always been the tough one, handling Ozzy's chaos, raising their kids, and navigating fame storms. Now she'd cry alone at night, terrified of losing him. "He's my everything," she told Jack, voice trembling. Ozzy's depression flared too. He'd sit in silence, staring at nothing. Sharon fought to pull him back, but some days she felt powerless. Still, she kept going, telling the press about the Birmingham show, calling it the greatest heavy metal farewell ever. Fans went nuts. Tickets sold out in hours. Sharon knew this was for Ozzy's legacy, not just a concert. She watched him rehearse at home, singing Paranoid from his wheelchair, voice still raw and alive. "You've got it," she'd say, tears in her eyes. Time was slipping away, but Sharon wasn't ready to let go, not yet. She'd hold on, for him, for them, until the very end. The woman who saved the prince. Sharon Osbourne didn't expect to fall for a wild man like Ozzy. She was 18, working as a receptionist for her dad, Don Arden, a tough-as-nails music manager, when they met in 1970. Ozzy was Black Sabbath's frontman, howling dark tunes that freaked people out. Sharon saw past the chaos, a raw talent screaming to be saved. They didn't hook up then. Ozzy was married to Thelma with 2 kids. Sharon stayed in the background, watching him soar with hits like Paranoid and Iron Man. But by 1979, everything changed. Black Sabbath kicked Ozzy out, too much partying, too many fights. Tony Iommi told him he was done, and Ozzy crashed hard, holing up in a hotel with whiskey. He thought his career was over at 30. Sharon tracked him down, banged on his door, and said, "Get up, you're not finished." She meant it, and that moment changed everything. But could she save him from the darkness that was just beginning to unfold? Keep watching to find out. By 1979, Ozzy's world crashed. Black Sabbath fired him, too much booze and too many fights. Tony Iommi broke the news, and Ozzy spiraled, hiding in a hotel with whiskey. He thought he was done at 30. Then Sharon showed up, banging on his door. "You're not finished," she said. And she meant it. Sharon became his everything, manager, motivator, and lifeline. In 1980, she pushed him to record Blizzard of Oz. Crazy Train rocked the charts, and Ozzy was back. Sharon booked the gigs, counted the cash, and even laughed when he bit a bat's head off on stage. Yep, a real one, total accident. They married in 1982, and she took charge of his crazy life. That album wasn't just a hit, it was proof Sharon could turn his chaos into gold. She saw the spark in him when no one else did, and she wasn't about to let it die. Life with Ozzy was never boring. They had 3 kids, Amy, Kelly, and Jack, and turned their madness into the Osbournes TV show in 2002. Sharon stole the spotlight, keeping the family chaos in line with her quick wit. Fans adored her. She wasn't just Ozzy's wife, she was the glue. But off-screen, trouble was brewing. Ozzy's body started breaking down years ago. In 2003, he crashed an ATV on his English estate, broken ribs, collarbone, and a wrecked spine. Sharon rushed him to surgery, holding his hand as doctors stuck metal rods in his back. He survived, but the pain lingered. Then in 2019, a fall at home made it worse. Those rods shifted, sparking nerve damage. Sharon watched him fight through it, always there, but the cracks were starting to show. Life wasn't just wild anymore, it was getting heavy. Ozzy's body started failing years ago. In 2003, he smashed an ATV on his English estate, broken ribs, collarbone, and a wrecked spine. Sharon rushed him to the hospital, holding his hand as doctors put metal rods in his spine. He pulled through, but the damage stuck around. Then in 2019, he took a nasty fall at home in Los Angeles. This wasn't just a stumble that messed up those metal rods, sparked nerve pain, and sent him into a spiral of surgeries. Sharon watched him go under the knife again and again, each time hoping it'd fix him. It didn't. That same year, Ozzy got hit with another blow, Parkinson's disease. Sharon broke the news on the talk, trying to sound strong. "It's not a death sentence," she said, "but it's tough." She wasn't kidding. His hand shook, his energy faded, and Sharon became his everything all over again. Parkinson's hit Ozzy hard. His hand shook, his energy faded, and the wild rocker was slipping away. Sharon stepped up, cutting his food, helping him walk, and sitting through his silent days. Ozzy hated it, muttering he felt useless. Sharon just shrugged. "You're my king," she'd say. She wasn't giving up on him. Not ever. By 2022, Ozzy couldn't tour anymore. Sharon announced that his body couldn't handle the stage. He still dropped Patient Number 9 that year, a badass album with stars like Jeff Beck. Sharon beamed, but she saw the cost. He leaned on a cane, grimacing with every step. Then in 2025, she broke the news, Ozzy couldn't walk at all anymore. Wheelchair-bound, he relied on her completely. "It's heartbreaking," she said, voice shaky. She'd been his rock for over 40 years, and she wasn't stopping now. Sharon's been open about how hard this is. She's spent over 40 years with Ozzy, fighting his demons, building his career, and raising their kids. Now she's watching him fade. He's still got that growly voice, that wicked laugh, but his body's giving up. Doctors say there's not much left to try, 7 spinal surgeries, endless meds, and Parkinson's just keep winning. Sharon's not ready to say goodbye, but she knows it's coming. "He's my soulmate," she said, tears welling up. "I can't imagine life without him." But Ozzy's not going out quietly. Sharon's helping him plan one last show with Black Sabbath, set for July 2025 in Birmingham. He can't stand, but he'll sing, maybe from a throne. "If he wants this," she said, "I'll move heaven and earth." That's Sharon, still fighting for her prince even as the darkness closes in. So what do you think of their love? Do you think Sharon is the glue that has kept Ozzy together so far? Drop it in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, click the next video shown on your screen, you will enjoy it.